I think it's going to be a quieter day than usual.
It's holiday. Usually
Yep,
this December is like that.
yep.
Hmm. Okay. Um, so one of the things that I did notice that we when we put the event up to make certain that it's up on all the platforms to be more successful. So I guess we'll say, hey there, and welcome to the December gathering of the Charitable Roundtable. We used to be in person, but thanks to pandemic, we are now virtual, and we get people that come in from all over. We've actually had some people that chimed in from another country, definitely all across the United States. That they're amazing people that tune in. People come in at different times. Usually, we officially start talking at 11:35, but because of the fact that there's so much going on, we were having a great, energetic conversation. So we decided to start recording early. We are continuing on the path of let's have a conversation about fundraising because we're getting ready to go into the new year. Before we know it, it's going to be 2026. 2026. Where did 2025 go? Did we set goals at the beginning of the year? Did we accomplish those goals? You know, so much, and what did we accomplish? That's one of the things that is very, very important that we can actually know what we accomplished in the year. So that way we can actually use that in our marketing for our year end giving as well as our year end appreciation. And so year end appreciation is something that is very, very important. I don't recommend it to happen on like the 30th or the 31st of the month of the year, the last 2 days of the year. No, you want to do that probably like a week to 2 weeks prior to the very end so that people can say, you know what? It is coming up on the year end. Let's go ahead and do some charitable giving. Let me go ahead and slide some money towards this charity or that charity. So year end appreciation is something. So I am excited. Hi Jody. Glad to see you here. So, joining me, as always, is of course Frank Agan, who is the creator of or the visionary behind the Charitable Roundtable. He had a mindset of creating a space for nonprofits and people that love nonprofits to come together and have. First we started out, we were just going to start talking about stuff, and we were meeting in person. Then I said, pandemic happened, and we switched to virtual. And then we were doing workshops. We was like, okay, let us give what we believe um, information about what nonprofits need. We did that for a long time. And then the great Genevieve joined us. And when Genevieve joined us, she was like, what can we do to really be able to give people that are in the nonprofit space something that they need tangibly in the moment, help them right now, which was absolutely perfect because it was able to really address the real needs. So rather than us trying to figure out what it is that um, rather than us trying to figure out a topic that could help nonprofits, we said, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just ask in the moment what it is that's needed and help. So between Genevieve and I know we have like 50 years combined nonprofit experience. Whew, that's so much. But I do want to acknowledge both partners. We have Genevieve and then we have Kurt. Kurt is also part of the steering committee because Kurt was the one that emphatically said, I'm there if we can talk about something that's going to help me raise money in the now. It was like, all right, we know the direction that we're going to go in. So I would like for Genevieve for you to introduce yourself, and then Kurt, if you would introduce yourself.
Okay, real quick. There are just a few of us. I think I know Megan well enough. And Jody, hi there, and hi Kurt, hi everybody. I started Pajama Program 25 years ago. Jumped off a corporate ladder because of a moment that changed everything. And 4 years ago, after 20 years of running it and growing it to 40 chapters nationwide, 8 million pajamas and books, I now speak on leading with love. So I speak, I teach, I mentor, I coach, and all that good stuff on leadership. So, Kurt,
You're on mute, Kurt.
All right, everybody. I'm as close to heaven on earth as you can get. I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm Kurt Roscoff, aka Special K, here to brighten up your days. Let's get underway. I do podcasting. Bum-ba-da-da. Imagine coming on a simple podcast, another Zoom meeting, and you're telling everybody about your mission and that they could support your mission with money. We could get QR codes. Boom, boom, boom. QR code it. Call to actions, your website, any phone number if they can do that, email you. Let's get people interacting with what you're trying to do, uplift what you're trying to do. And you know what? The icing on the cake is our programs go out to global streaming television networks. We're talking hundreds of millions. Serious stuff, folks. Back to you. I'm here to grow what you do.
I love that. I love that. And you now the one thing that you didn't say is that for people that are in the nonprofit space, that we can come on your podcast and it's not a cost to be able to share, get the information out there. So that is something. So if you have yet to connect with Kurt, please do. Please do. Please do. Please do. So now I also want to give Megan and Jody an opportunity to introduce themselves. So Megan, if you would share who you are, your nonprofit, a little summary about what you're doing. Take a couple minutes.
Hello, everybody. My name is Megan Bellick. I'm the founder of Project Surprise Party. We are located just outside of Omaha, Nebraska. We are in our 1 full year and 2 months of operations. And we went from our first 3 months doing 9 birthday packages. This year we will end doing 80 and are projected to do about 240 next year. And we just keep being able to add businesses that are interested and volunteers. And I'm just excited to see what the next year has in store. And it all was possible because I took a little leap of faith and reached out to Genevieve after her speaking at an event that I was a board member on. So thank you so much.
And Jody.
Hi, everybody. It's been a little while since I have been on the call, so I thought I would try to come in. I'll probably only be able to join you for about a half an hour. I'm a consultant based in Columbus, Ohio, where Frank is based. I help nonprofit organizations with the biggest pain points that pull them away from the mission, which is infrastructure. So financial management, HR, fundraising, board development, and strategic planning, all those things that nobody loves to do, but you need to do anyway. Um, so I'm just here to say hi, see if there's anything I can do to help anybody.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll put this plug in there. Please put your information in the chat so that way we have it. I do see that, see, Doug joined us and
Did
Robert
I
joined
did
us. So, Doug, if you would your name shortly, a couple minutes to introduce yourself.
a couple minutes. I could take an hour. No, just
I
kidding.
know.
No.
I
Doug
think we all
Cornfield.
could.
Doug Cornfield here. I'm the director of Disability Dream and Do Sports camps. We've done these camps from California, Florida to New York, North Carolina, Tennessee. I work with some amazing people who are pictured over here to whatever this is over here, my left. And we do these camps with professional sports teams, some college teams, completely free for families. They range from about 80 to 120 families per event.
Love that. So, what is it? What is the name of the nonprofit again?
Well, it's a cause more than a nonprofit, but we have a
Yeah.
Disability Dream and Do, and we do have a Disability Dream and Do fund, which is on our nonprofit side. But a lot of our money is actually raised through our business.
Love that. Okay. I definitely want to learn more. I am now, as of wait a minute, today's Friday. As of Wednesday, I am now into football. I wasn't before, but I am now. So, um, and then let's see who else do we have. We have Robert. Robert, can you come on camera and introduce yourself? Okay. Well, we'll believe that he will chime in. So again, I am Mary Jenkins, and I'm the creator of the Cancer Option Collaborative, which is an organization that brings together resources to help active treatment cancer patients that are in need. I have been in the nonprofit space for 20 years. Ooh, gosh. I did what happens to most people, and it's the same thing that happened with Genevieve, is that we had an experience, and as a result, we took action. And so in my case, I was diagnosed with cancer, and Found myself needing help paying bills and was unable to find someone to help me the way that I needed. So I created the organization that would be the help for others. Had no idea that within our first year, we would become national, then international. And over the last 20 years, have helped people in all 50 states and have contacts with organizations around the world. No one would have thought. But none of those things would have happened if I had not have had a great team of people that not only pushed me to see beyond what I could see, but also helped me do the work. And so when I met Frank a few years ago, I became part of the charitable roundtables. Like, this is an opportunity for us to do something amazing. And so then, of course, when Genevieve came on board, and when Kurt came on board, and when Crystal came on board, because there's some other people that aren't here but are also part of the planning. When we got together, it's like, what could we do? When we made the shift from having speakers every month to what could we really do? And the one thing that we agreed that we could do incredibly well was to find out what the need is of the people that are in the nonprofit space and what could we do to be able to assist them. And so with that, Genevieve, if you have anything you want to say, and then we'll open up for updates, because I know Meek, we should be getting an update from Megan.
Well,
that's what I'm
gonna say. Yes. I think
okay.
Perfect. Let's have Megan give us an update on the last time we were together and what happened that night. Go.
All right. Well, thank you to there. I think there was a few of you on the call who made donations. Hopefully your thank you letters have made it to you. We had a $2,000 match that the last time we met, we were a few hours away from meeting that match. And because of wonderful donors and some ideas of how to bring in some more donations, we surpassed our match. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It truly just kind of took stepping out of a bubble that I was comfortable with. I think it was Nicole recommended just sending a personalized text asking if, to just friends and family around if they would, donate $10, $25 to help us get closer. And once I did that, everybody said yes. So we were able to meet the match. We've also been able to bring on some volunteers through a collaborative in our area called Share Omaha. I actually just got off a call right before this one with a big architectural firm here, Kiewit. I'm sure some of you may have heard of it. It's kind of around the nation as well, but their corporate office is here. They have a Women of Kiewit organization, and they like to do hands-on volunteer work. So we are going to work with partnering with them in the next year. We've had some good luck with some corporate entities that are interested in taking us on as a 2026 recipient for some funds. We applied for a grant just here in the last couple of weeks that we will find out after the calendar year begins. So I just can't thank our board enough. And again, the support from you guys here at the Charitable Roundtable just to encourage me each month to new directions and think outside of the box. And really, the sky's the limit. Kurt and I had a call I think it's been 2 weeks now, and looking at some different options to get Project Surprise Party kind of more on the map. And again, 2026 is just going to be a very exciting year. Our end of year campaign comes to an end on the 31st, and we are not quite there, but we're getting there. We have a business that is making a donation of their proceeds. So we won't have that number probably till closer to either the end of the year or right after the beginning of the year, but it will be towards 2025 funds. So I'm very optimistic we'll meet our goal. And I just can't thank everybody enough. Every month I'm on cloud 9. And so it's just one of those things where, you have a mission, and as long as it's clear and you tell people about it, people get excited and want to help as well. So I'm excited.
And this is the time, Megan and everybody. This is the time, even if you don't sleep. I spent many Decembers without sleep because people have love in their heart, an extra dose this time, and it puts your introduction to them in the holiday spirit. So start the conversation with brand new people now. And set up a time to get together in the new year. People are very open to giving, and they might not be able to write a check right now, but their hearts are open now.
Yeah.
So, may I say something? This is Robert. I know you probably said you called on me or whatever, and I was losing signal, and then I came back with signal, and I heard he'll probably chime in. Was that you were talking about me, Robert?
Yes.
Okay. sorry to interrupt, but I just put my information in the chat. So basically, I'm Robert Petrozello. I live in the great state of Ohio. I see there's a lot of Ohioans on here. That's awesome because I heard about it. And so I'm basically involved in this one project. It's called mymarketplace.tv. And it's basically going to be a bunch of products and services that reality TV shows that are on strictly on the internet will be put into that platform. And then there's also Connect Social side of it. So I put all my information in the chat. I don't know if I put my email in the chat, but if I didn't, I'll put my email in the chat if anyone wants to reach out to me and learn more about it. I think I might have. I'll see, and then if I didn't, I'll put it in there. So that's pretty much about me.
Thank you, Robert. So what you're offering, what you're going to be doing, is that something that nonprofits will be able to partner with to help raise money for themselves?
So I'm actually glad you asked that, because in about, I don't know what, like sometime next year, they're gonna have a company coming out that's gonna be called Go Support America, and that's gonna be like a crowdfunding site where people like no nonprofits will be able to join that for free. I guess, and then they'll be able to basically crowdfund. It'll be like GoFundMe or Give Send Go, but then there's also gonna be a charity side of it as well. So both sides, charity and nonprofit, and then also regular people can join it as well. So, yes.
Wonderful. That is good to know. I am aware of there's a few different companies that are out there that are creating spaces like that to be able to incorporate charitable giving with their discount packages where nonprofits can be a part of it at no cost. And then the nonprofits share and they have their own, it's kind of like affiliate marketing, like that. That is something that is, it was recommended as far back as 2022 because of the change in the nonprofit space. It was recommended, but a lot of nonprofits didn't know anything about it. And so now more companies are doing it. And it is actually being looked at as a viable way to be able to partner. So, if a company has, say, 100 different companies, and they're saying, if you buy from us, then we will donate to the charity of your choice, and they'll
Correct.
donate a percentage of it that way. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what you create.
And so on top of it, it's like they're not. So how do I say this? Basically, I don't know how much more time I have, but
Just a few seconds.
So basically, all I encourage people to do is just sign up on that website, which is shoppingisrewarding.com, and all the products and services that we offer will be on that platform. Like right now, we have physical products that just launched last night. Amazing stuff. So I highly recommend everybody go
Will
check.
you put that website address in
there?
there?
I put it in the contact, and I put it in the chat. But
I put it in the chat. Perfect. Then and so in doing that, then that way we can follow it. And as we learn, because I know I'll follow it, because I'm big on finding creative ways to be able to fundraise. And I'm sure Genevieve will look into it as well. So then that way we can better speak about it with confidence to other nonprofits and be able to, because we're always passionate about what can we present to the nonprofits that we encounter to help them further what it is that they do.
Right.
And so,
and can I piggyback off of what you're saying? So so the crowdfunding side of it will also be put in here. So think of this site as an Amazon platform with all our products and services, and TV shows will be driving traffic to this stuff. So I just put that in the chat.
Okay. So that sounds exciting. So there's going to be a lot there. So you're hearing it for the first time here. And then as it continues to grow, we will see, and we will take it from there. Right. So with that, Megan, thank you so much for the update of letting us know how things went. Congratulations on the success. Looking forward to hearing the grant that you'll receive in the coming year. And then Jody, thank you as well for letting us know. So really, we have just a couple of people that are in the nonprofit space. Doug, can you share any challenge that you may be working on, or something that you may be hoping to have happen at the end of the year that we could be able to give you some insight on?
Yeah, there's a few things. So we're launching what we're calling the dugout movement. The dugout movement is a movement where everybody can belong scenario, and it's actually to promote this new cause collectible that we're working on. Again, like many in the nonprofit space, well, COVID had a significant impact on us and on many, and it had an impact on our revenue streams. And so, what I'm in the process of doing is finding that revenue stream again, because in our case, we run these sports camps. They're completely free for children, and they cost me upwards of $10,000 to $20,000 to put on, depending on where we go, et cetera, et cetera. But we do those all completely free. So we need a strong revenue source, and I'm working on the dugout movement. I did put in the link, a webinar that we're doing with Josh Tapp. I don't know if some of you know Josh Tapp in the Pantheon group, fairly well connected. Josh is actually helping us explore branding partners and contributing sponsors. Those are the two things that we're looking for right now. The next phase is we'll be looking for other nonprofits to join the dugout with their own dog. With their own dog collectible. And this is a group out of Australia that is creating a different collective of many cause collectibles, all numbered, all very high end, and will be marketing those dogs, but for a specific cause. I have the exclusive rights to the dogs in this country, or actually in the world, with this particular group. And you can see by even just the image on my screen here, very very high end. People love the dog. We're going to be doing a lot of co-branding with both nonprofits and profit organizations, where, obviously you want to get to the Nikes and the Jersey Mikes and all those things who do sponsor. Well, Jersey Mikes and Sam's Club do sponsor us on a lower end. But like Mel's Diner is a great example. I know the owner of Mel's Diner in Southwest Florida. We're looking to get him like 200 of these dogs, but with this beautiful Mel's Diner hat. And so people will go, they'll get this dog, they'll purchase it, or they'll get it could be at one of our camps, or it could be at a Ronald McDonald House, whatever it might be, however they acquire this. And then we're going to encourage them to go and do a social media push with it. Take your dog to the park, take your dog to the ballpark, take your dog ice skating, whatever it might be, and put it on social media and get some kind of reward for that. Get a $10 gift card, something that's going to actually help promote the businesses that we so much want these revenues from. And that's kind of just phase one of what we're doing. And then we'll have two other dogs that we're going to represent, Dave and Dave, my business partners over here. One will be a dog that's playing baseball on crutches, because that's what he did for 10 years. The other one's going to be Dave Stevens, who was born with no legs. And right now we have him on a skateboard, because that's how he gets around very differently. And these are cute, collectible dogs that people are going to want on an individual basis, but businesses are going to want because of the marketing that it's creating. And the guy that I'm working with, he's worked with Mars, Snickers. He was a big part of the branding for those big companies. So,
Doug, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who do you know that can get you to the sports teams in the state?
Well, me.
Okay. Have you gone there?
Oh yeah, we've been working with many sports teams at the highest level.
So are they putting them out into the public? Are they publicizing it for you and posting?
Well, that would be the plan. Like one of our targets will be the Philadelphia Phillies organization, because we know the highest level. So once we have these collectible dogs, we'll also make Phillies hats and Savannah Banana hats and whatever else is that's actually hot,
right?
To market those things. And these cause collectibles right now, we have this Doug dog in an athletic jacket, like a Letterman's jacket with the 3D on it, which is our logo. But that could easily be a Jersey Mike's logo, or another brand, or another nonprofit brand like the High Five Foundation and others that we're, talking with about this launch.
Doug, let me pause you for a second. So what I'm hearing is your focus is transactional. I'll just put it out there. So I'm big on relational. The relational side leads to the transact. It's easier to get the transactional side done when you have the relational. Yep. I mean, and so when I hear you so Genevieve asked the question, what sports teams do you have? And you mentioned, you went into about marketing opportunities to have something where people could buy it. But my question is, what relationships do you have? And I say that because I
Well,
just
well, that's the one area that we're strong in. To do what we do, to get 100 families on a field with professional athletes and the Phillies organization, the Twins organization, the Rockies organization, the New York Yankees organization, we have those relationships, and we're still building those. Actually, getting those relationships is actually the easier side. Believe it or not. The hard side is just getting all the funding that comes along with what we have to do. And so the sports relationships, I'm highly connected in the track and field world as well, all the way up to the Olympics and pro runners and et cetera. I was a full scholarship track athlete myself. My business partner Dave Clark was an Olympic coach, so those relationships are strong. That doesn't mean we don't want more, but that has kind of been our easier niche, to be honest. It's gotten harder since COVID. But we do have those relationships even in the football world. We've worked at the Super Bowl. We've been behind the scenes with the Wounded Warrior amputee football teams, et cetera. So
So where are you stuck there? If the relationships come easy, where is the sticking point? Where are you stuck?
the sticking point is I used to have a very good revenue stream. COVID destroyed that, and now we're trying to build that back. That's
And
as simple as can be.
and you want to get money from these people that you have relationships with.
Well, we want so yes and no. Obviously, we're all nonprofits. We want to get money. If you're a nonprofit world, we want to get money from wherever it comes. But we're more on the revenue side. I want to build consistent revenue, not just one. Like this year, we did a $12,000 grant with one of our local businesses. They couldn't do it this year, and those things sting when you don't get a $12,000 grant. That's a one-time transactional. Sometimes it's two. I work with Sam's Club. I get quite a bit of funding from them through different means. But those are all transactional. It comes, it's spent, it's gone. What we had before COVID is a revenue stream. And because of the difficulties of COVID, that all got knocked down. So I could used to be able to go into a sports team, whether they sponsored us or not, I had the funding. And it put me in a huge position of strength. And basically, my goal is to get back to that revenue stream and then help some other nonprofits and other great causes to get that revenue stream with us as well.
So you want money to give to the sports team.
Well, it's more of a trade. It's more of a
trade.
trade. We do get some funding from these sports teams. We did get sponsorship from our local or our local minor league baseball teams, but never. Not I say never. Not enough to fund a whole camp and our expenses and what we need to continue to build our websites, our insurance, our travel, our hotels, our airplanes, all those kind of things that we have to have for funding. And then we get local sponsors as well. The levels start at usually 500, they go up to 30,000. And so if somebody wants to sponsor one camp, we put a price tag on that, literally at 30,000 for a company to brand it. But they get a lot for that. They're not just getting, an event. They're getting speaking events from these great guys over here. They're getting videos to use. My Dave Stevens is a 7-time Emmy Award winner, so we some of our videos get upwards of 3 to 5 million hits.
So is the competition the reason for the slow income? Is it your competition? Everybody's asking the same people for the money? I'm trying to understand.
No. I mean,
it's more.
I think the competition is money is the economy's just locked down right now, and so there's so many of us going toward these same monies. But my way of doing it, or at least the way that was very strong for us, was to have a revenue stream in business to provide for free these events because we don't charge for the camps, and so it's just a different approach. We were getting a lot of speaking events. Well, events went south, and now we're starting to get those back again.
Doug, so back in 2022, I had a conversation with the IRS, and they were explaining about the importance of nonprofits to create ways to become self-funded.
Right.
And they recommended doing an ongoing revenue stream. We had an ongoing revenue stream. It was solid. We had funds coming in. We knew we were having money coming in. It was beautiful. And then pandemic happened. And when pandemic happened, that shifted our entire model because we were operating in a $3 trillion industry. So money was not a problem. pandemic happened, and literally almost overnight, our entire main fundraising stream went away.
Same.
And so we had to create a new way. So we had to shift the way in which we did things. We were successful in doing that, and we made it through the pandemic. We, I would say it's kind of like we embraced crowdfunding at a different level. So we began to really emphasize on the relationship, because you mentioned a lot of high impact names, but there you didn't mention the relationship. So I was able to create relationships. Give you a high example. Just today's Friday, Wednesday. I let the president of a company in Atlanta, Georgia know that I was going to be in town at an event on Wednesday, and that I would love to see him because I haven't seen him all year. I haven't seen him since the beginning of the year. We talk, we email, we high level interact, but we didn't have a chance to actually hug. And so I told him I was going to be where I was going to be on Wednesday. And he was like, I think my wife and I can make ourselves available to come and see you in person. And so they showed up. And when they showed up, at the event, there were a ton of people that were like, do you know who that is? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Because we've gone from the nonprofit business get money to we have authentic relationship. And so they obliged me by secretly dropping a check. And we didn't even talk the money at all. It was, let's catch up. How have you been? How the grants? It was all relationship. And because of the strength of the relationship, they dropped a check for a percentage of their annual money. And so when I hear you, that's why I asked about the relationship. I'm big on relationships. So my nonprofit has been around for 20 years, and we are 100% donation funded because of relationships. And you mentioning the connection, like with the person that was with the Olympics and the different sports teams and things like that, having deeper relationship will put you in a position to say, hey, such and such person, can you help me to get 10 kids sponsored? And because of the relationship, they were likely be more apt to say yes. Because even when you started talking, saying that you were doing sports camps, I wrote down that you did sports camps because I just met two retired NFL players that they have a sports camp, they have a athletic-based sports line, and they're looking for other ways to be able to help youth that are in the sports field, and they got money. And so they may be able to connect you, but I need to know more about you because
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's all about relationships.
Obviously Kurt's the only one that really knows me here, and in relationships, I 100% agree with you on the relationship side. We wouldn't be still breathing after what happened to COVID if it weren't about relationships. If it weren't about being able to call certain people and say, "Hey, we're low this month. Can you throw your sponsorship early?" I just had somebody do something like that, and so those are the things that have really kept us afloat and moving. And it's relationships all over the country for me. Now, there's times when you call up certain folks, even at the highest levels right now, with good relationships. I just had one of these calls the other day, and this is not a negative, it's just a no. A no means a yes is on the way.
Mm-hmm.
But, he's struggling in his own business, has made millions in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But he's struggling to stay alive, literally, without imploding at this point. And until you get to know those folks, they're not going to tell you those things until you get those
Right.
relationships. It's just right now, it seems like there's a lot of folks out there that are in the same boat as this particular gentleman that I'm talking to. But we keep moving. We don't have huge expenses that we have. Getting on stages again is a big part of what we're doing. And there's a couple of things, relationships that they take longer. And we're working on a few of those at a very high level that I can't really mention right now.
Doug, I know COVID, we've been there, and I understand, and I know that it's out there that everybody's having a hard time, but there are a lot of people who are doing really well, and
Yeah.
there are a lot of opportunities, right? So what is new that even if there's only one thing, what is new that is working for you that,
So where I'm getting the most traction right now is actually on this dugout dog. That's
okay,
that's where we're
okay,
building funds. We're getting contributing sponsors. We're taking it the next level now. We just launched this. We just had our third webinar. We have another one coming up. People are beginning to contribute, getting the word out. We don't even have the dogs ready. They won't even be ready until probably 9 to 12 months from now. And then we'll do a Kickstarter. I've had some successful Kickstarters along with my children's book and my book. So
okay.
we'll
Now we're
create.
talking. So
So
what's the big bridge you need to take this idea that has some traction and take it to the next level? What's
yeah,
the
so
big
so right
idea?
now the steps to this is contributing sponsors,
Okay.
and those are levels at like $550.
Okay. So
And it's
what's the next one?
The next one is $6,500, which is our branding sponsors.
Okay.
They're gonna get 200 of our Doug dogs with their brand and a part of our marketing, and they'll also be sponsors for branded sponsors for our upcoming 2026 events with all these pro teams that we do. They'll get on our shirt, they'll get on a sign, all those kind of things. So that starts at 6,500. A total brand, a total buy-in, not total buy-in, would be a $30,000 sponsorship that actually brings Disability Dream and Do and all that we have, fully branded videos by seven-time Emmy Awarder, all those kind of things, to their town.
And so
And
how many of those, what's your goal for 2026?
well, right now it's to get back up to at least 10. We did 6 this past year. I have over 10 organizations that I'm working with to do our event in all these different cities, from California to Florida to Birmingham, Alabama, New York, Pennsylvania, etc. And so
10
we went
camps
10 events,
paid for?
Okay.
10 events
10
paid for.
camps. So
That's
10
what I was
times
going to ask.
$30,000 or
Correct.
or to get some way, even if it's not a $30,000 donation, somebody to foot the bill for one of the 10 or 10 of the 10.
Correct.
You want to fulfill 10. Okay. So I'm going to assume that you have that plan for 2026 because that seems to be a good place to focus. Is that how
Yeah,
you
yeah,
feel?
yeah. And
Okay.
I'm
So
focused right now. I'm focused on creating that revenue stream again. That's my big focus, because that's where we're the strongest, when I have that revenue stream. Because when a $30,000 sponsor hits you 2 years in a row, and then their budget gets whacked, and all of a sudden they're out for that year, revenue stream is where I've felt like we were the strongest.
okay. So can you do both? Because you need both.
You want to do
Yeah, yeah,
both.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't,
We're
yeah,
doing both.
absolutely.
There's no doubt. But this is that time frame of trying to put our strategies into that revenue stream
Okay.
again.
How can we help you reach that? Besides,
So
obviously,
yeah,
we want
obviously,
to.
we're looking for contributors or folks that would want to contribute, but you guys are all looking for that too. So I'm looking for branding partners and folks that would come to my last meeting on December 18th, which is a networking meeting as well. We've been getting upwards of, didn't have as many last night in our meeting. We did it at 6 p.m. Eastern. So we're going back toward the daytime, 3 p.m. This one's being promoted by Josh Tapp, who's got significant connections. And it's just to come meet the Daves. You get to hear some stories. You're going to get to hear what we're doing, and then doing the one-on-ones. People that say, "Hey, one-on-one, I'm interested in this." I've had, last meeting that I had on with Kurt. One of the guys that talked to me goes, "Well, I want to do that," and he contributed. He became a contributing sponsor at $550. So at this point, we just want more of that at the lower level, and then the next level, 6,500. And then if I can find another sponsor, a full sponsor that wants to sponsor my Reading Phillies camp or my Birmingham, Alabama camp, any of the events, or just bring it to their city. I'm always looking for businesses that want to have a great event for their employees, because it's a full picnic. It's everything.
All right. So I have one more question, then I'll let Mary chime in. But so for this meeting Wednesday, the most immediate thing,
Thursday.
Thursday, the 18th, 15th,
Mhm.
yeah. Do you know who's coming? Do you have your VIPs that you're
Yeah. So I've got Dave Clark, Dave Stevens, myself, Anthony Harrison, who's the marketing person behind what we're doing with the Dugout Movement, and Josh Tapp, who's got a vast worldwide, really, network, and he's
and
the
they'll be
one.
there in person?
They'll all be there in person.
Okay. First time, or you're building relationships, or this is the first time you're going to be meeting these people? this new crop?
Well, we're hoping to get new people. So it's, I mean, there'll be some people that are already that have come to other events that will come to this one. But we're always hoping to reach out to new people. Yeah. So it's
Okay, and you're
just,
confident about your pitch, your ask, your
yeah,
materials?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got the PDFs, we got the ask, we got the QR codes where somebody wants to go and and be a contributor right away. We have all
And
that
all
stuff.
about them, what they get, their feel good,
Yep.
they're going to be contributing. That's what you got it right. That's the pitch, them, what they get.
Right, right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So
Now I
Genevieve, that was
understand
great.
better. Thank you.
That was, thank you for asking that question to help better understand. So, a couple things. I own a networking franchise. I'm big on networking. And so in networking with people, so Genevieve asked the question, who was coming and who are your VIP people? And you came from the position of part, like in planning of the event, but not from the who's going to be in the room. And so it just as long, the people that are going to be part of your event, as well as the people that are going to be in the room, they're equally important to be able to say, we have such and such person that's coming who is the vice president of such and such company, and that we want to further the relationship. So in before your event, you want to take a look at who your attendance list is good. Who are your attendees? Because one of the things that I and help people to understand is this: you can be the best at sales, you could be the best at engagement, but if you don't understand what motivates other people to give, we fall short. And that falls under emotional intelligence, because there are different things that motivate people to give the $30,000, to give the 6,500. But there's a they call it a science. I believe it all falls into relationship. And so I want, and in saying that, and then thank you again, Genevieve, for asking for clarification as far as what it was that you're looking to do. So you want to do 10 camps in 2026, of which you did 6 this year, correct?
That's correct. 6 full
Okay.
camps. We did some other clinics and things, but 6 of
Right.
our events. Yeah.
But you did 6 full camps, and it's $30,000 for each camp. So every single person that contributed financially, even in volunteering, to the 6 that you've already done, you should follow up with for the next ones. And so as a fundraiser, and this is for you too, Megan, and anybody else, we have to be careful of thinking we know how other people will operate because of what we've seen in the past. Because the very person that we see, oh, well, this is what's gone on, and so they probably can't, whatever, we count them out, or we count out who they may know, and you just never know. And like I said, for me, I literally randomly, it was 27 people that raised $108,000 in less than 30 days. All because I volunteered one day to help with Thanksgiving dinner and was separating macaroni and cheese. Literally. That led to, and I didn't discount anybody about who could and couldn't. They came together, they understood our cause, and they went to action. I could have easily said, no, this is what we're used to. This is what we're looking for. And so I had to not keep it in a box. And so what I started out with our gathering today was the money is in the follow-up. More times than not, everything that we need, we've been in contact with someone that could lead us to it. And we just oftentimes don't actively follow up. Or we think, oh, this person's contributed, $25,000 to my event in Richmond, Virginia. So I'm not going to ask them, because I want to do an event in Dallas, Texas. I'm not going to ask them because they did it. So we discount them, and we don't even know. And that person might have been like, you know what? I got a nephew in Dallas, Texas, and I would love to be able to sponsor, but because of the way we think, so we discount opportunities. We cause ourselves to miss out because of the way that we think that other people will think in a situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, and obviously, I have a whole lot of experience of money coming from where you don't know. I mean, and our big thing before COVID was we actually sold honey as our primary fundraiser, and we were set up at Sam's Clubs and things like that, and then COVID completely shut that down, and it was very very labor intensive, but what was amazing is the people that I would meet that I would never have gotten in the door with before. And an example, I use my Mel's Diner friend now, now a very good friend of mine in relationship, and he treats us very well in sponsorships and all those kind of things. But I met him first time at a Sam's Club in Cape Coral, Florida, and he bought $100 worth of honey from us. And then I could tell he had his little Mel's Diner badge on him, and I asked him, "Hey, are you one of the managers there?" And I knew just how he presented himself, that he was probably more than a manager, and of course he's the owner of like 6 of these. And now we've become friends. We text, he connects with us, he sponsors us, all those kind of things, and and those were the kind of relationships where you just don't know where they're going to come from. I've had major speaking events come from sitting in a coffee shop,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Believe me, I
just don't
understand.
know. You just simply
So
don't
here's my
know.
question for you, because you said that prior to pandemic, you guys were selling honey.
Yes, yeah.
And, so did you obtain the contact information of all of those people that bought honey from you?
No, no, unfortunately not. The way we're selling it at festivals and things like that. We've got some of it.
Yeah. Oh no,
And I
no, you
have.
don't have to explain,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we fell into that as well.
Right.
We that was the one thing that I learned about that type of fundraising is you got to make certain that you can stay in touch with the people.
Right. And and
And
and we had
we had
some of
we
it,
had
but not.
we
Right.
had thousands of people
Right.
that we did not have contact information, because I was attending events and I was standing in front of 30, 40,000 people, not capturing content information, because I figured we were always going to be able to.
Yeah.
But pandemic happened and that shut everything down, and it was like, we
Yeah,
don't have your
I
contact
certainly tried to
information.
get those informations, and we got some of it,
Mhm.
but it was difficult to capture it all. But yeah, um,
The money is in the follow-up. The
yeah,
money is in the follow-up. You probably are connected to someone that's connected to someone that could
of course,
solve and
of
it's
of, of
all it's
course,
all in that.
yeah.
And it's the non-transactional follow-up, the relationship building follow-up will lead you further than the transactional. So
No,
Megan, so
don't disagree with that.
so, and that's something. So, and I know you're paying attention, Megan, because with what you're doing, you're only a year and 2 months in, and with what you're doing with the birthday parties, it's being able to create those relationships and those sponsorships and those packages. All those are so very important. But the reality is this: I will say this, and I just saw this yesterday. Um, um, Giving Tuesday this year. Giving Tuesday this year broke a record. And they were like, "What? How is that?" Because people were saying the economy is down and people aren't giving. There's so much new money out there. There's
Well,
so
and
much.
one thing that I found is, we're definitely doing more posting on social media, which is obviously building drivers, and then partnering with the coffee shop in our area that has 5 locations that is doing their Q4 give back to Project Surprise Party. Is one of a friend of mine that lives a couple neighborhoods away had made a donation a while back, and then when we started our end of year campaign, she donated again. Well, as it got close to Giving Tuesday, she had received an email from her company that said, any donation you make between this date and this date, we will do a 2-to-1 match. And so I'm going to get a little emotional. Sorry. She sent me a text message at like 9 o'clock one night, and she said, "You're a 501c3, correct?" I'm like, "Yes." She said, "Well, I'm going to make another donation because my company will do a 2-to-1 match for you." And I lost it, because I'm just like, there's so many organizations that people can donate to. But when you're passionate about what you're doing and getting the word out and sharing, not only asking for money, but then sharing what that money is providing, the results end of it, that's what, people remember, and they want to continue to give to those organizations that don't just ask for your money, but then show you what that money is going towards. And now that we receive applications from families themselves, families are sending photos, families are sending written testimonies that we're working to get updated onto our website and our social media. The facial expression of a girl opening her package, it just brings tears to my eyes every time families send this to me, because it's not just a person, it's a living person, it's a child, it is a birthday, and parents want to have birthdays for their children, whether it's $1,000 party at some bouncy house or it's one present with a cake and some candles. It is a humanity thing. It's not just a checkbox, so to speak. And I'm just
Megan, in the worst of times for everyone, in the worst financial times, people rally more than ever because it's how you make them feel.
How you make them feel.
I know, Doug, you've been through the COVID. Pajama program went through the recession. We went through 9/11 in New York City. We went through COVID. I get all that, but leave that's old. You have to understand, during every one of those times, right now we're in it. Giving Tuesday, because people want to feel, we're starving to feel connected. Doug, you have a beautiful thing. Megan, you have a beautiful thing. We all have heartfelt, we're in this because something touches us. That's where we have to go. People are starving for that, and they will write you a check. They don't even have enough money to do something else they were planning. We want to feel again. So that's what we have to understand about these hard times. If you want to say that they are hard times, it brings out the best in us. And if you let people know how they are making other people's lives better, that's going to make them feel that they are making a difference. And in the mess that we might be in now, that we've been in 100 times in the last 100 years, that's what we have to know will see us through.
Right. And it truly is. I mean, I know we talk about this all the time, but it's a relationship. And I've reached out to, it's hard because we're doing our end of year campaign, but then we have our March fundraiser. And so we've been reaching out to businesses for corporate sponsors. And as my husband's in the business world through security, and so some of their partners and customers we've become friends with. And so I reached out to this gentleman who's high up at this company, and they made a sponsorship option. And so my husband had dinner with him the other night for their work and made sure to thank him for, helping to support Project Surprise Party. And it's my husband slowly starting to realize that, yes, it may not be an income producing world that he's used to, but people, they want to help on the heart side too. And I know, yes, everyone says the economy is in shambles and, nothing's going well. But what we've seen is, yes, there's a core group of people who are affected by the current economy, but that's not everybody. There are the people way up here who have the money to still buy the houses and the cars and sponsor things and make donations. And they will do it when they can, because yes, it makes them feel better, because they know we can't change the world. We can't go make the economy better, but we can help change one thing, going back to kind of, your whole mentality, Genevieve, in your book. And it's a movement. It may not be moving the whole world, but one person can do one thing that turns into another thing. And I mean, every day I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to share what we do and with people and business owners. And it's amazing.
That mindset is a mindset that has sustained us for 20 years. Because people are like, oh, work on getting the corporate sponsorships and they always wanted me to go after the big. And I was like, I want to go after the big. However, what happens when you have big companies that give you a lot of money, and then something happens when they can't give it to you? And I was like, I would rather have, 5,000 people that give a little bit every month than have one that gives me 50,000 when out of nowhere that 50,000 could drop off, and then what? When I have 5,000 people that give $10 a month, that's $50,000 a month. And if one of them drops off, then I still have $49,990 versus, oh, we have this company and, we promote them and we, all over social media and we do all of that and they do it then, and then they can't do it again.
Right.
Then what? And that's what has affected a lot of nonprofits is they have the proverbial put all your eggs in one basket.
Yep.
They have relied on government funding or they've relied on this partnership funding, and then we're in the situation that we're in now where it's changed. And so that's why I'm when I say I am big on relationship. And now, like I said, the funding is in the follow-up. The funding is in the follow-up. I believe that we either already have met the person or we know someone that knows the person that wants to support, in your case with the parties, or that wants to fund a whole camp. Think about it. Imagine, this is me throwing it out there. Imagine a retired NFL player that is big on sports, that has this whole clothing sports line and all this stuff. Imagine if they want to say, you know what, I'd be willing to do 8 camps if you could put my name on it.
Right.
These days, individuals are have been, not even these days, always 3 times more than foundations, than corporations, than anybody. Individuals. And
individuals.
That's the heart piece. That's way more billions than any corporation, than any foundation, even. Individuals. We have to remember that, and somehow that gets lost sometimes.
And I think some of it is because at the end of the day, they just want their name out there. It's like, they'll kick in the time or they'll kick in the money. Some people do it because they want that recognition, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people do it, they don't want their name out there, but they want to do their part as a human to help somebody else or to help another organization out. So, and that's the thing. One thing I've learned is you can't not ask, because you will never know if you don't ask. So I'd rather ask and get told, I'm sorry, we can't do this, or we can, but we can only do this. Like the bank that we use, they lowered what they did for a corporate sponsor for our event, but they're still doing it. And I could have looked at it as, oh man, they lowered. But instead I was like, but you know what? They chose to give this year. They could have, we're nothing compared to some of the big sponsorships they do in the city, but they chose to still give to us. But then we have 2 sponsors who donated more this year. So it's all a frame of mind, and it's all, you got to put it out there to even be told no.
I like that. You got to put it out there to even be told no.
Because if I don't ask,
that's a whole message.
It's always a no.
People have not because they ask not. Like, correct. I was told, someone told me, they're like, Mary, you can turn anything into a fundraiser. Yes, I can.
Absolutely.
I can turn anything. And they told us, and it may sound kind of crazy. I was invited to speak someone, it was at a funeral. I mean, the person, unfortunately, they passed away battling cancer, and they invited me to say something, just about my own personal cancer journey. And I did, and I don't remember the magnitude of exactly what I said, but it ended with, we had almost $15,000 in donations. And they were like, we are at a funeral. How do you turn a funeral into a fundraiser? And I'm like, I am a firm believer that if I make eye contact with you, we're having a conversation. And and I don't know where the conversation is going to go. I just know it's going to go somewhere. And we're going to see. And it may be where you can't make the donation, but someone that can.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yes.
Well, and it's who you know and who will you know. And it truly is just a relationship piece. We had a board member, the president of our school board, was at an event I was at last night. And she asked me how things were going. And I was able to tell her how many packages we fulfilled, and she started asking some follow-up questions like, what schools are you serving the most? And so I'm going to send her an email today, just, oh my gosh, it was so great to see you last evening, because she made a large donation this summer. And just, putting out hey, do you have any other friends or community members or any people on the educational board that would, be interested in hearing some more information? And it may turn into her making another donation, or it may just be contacts of people. Hey, let me put, the bug in their ear about what you're doing. And yeah, it may not be for 6 to 12 more months, but it's all seeds. And I've cried to Genevieve, I don't know how many times. I don't text her as much as I used to. It used to be every little good thing I'd text her. Oh my gosh, this happened. Oh my gosh, this happened. But it's seeds, and you don't know when they're going to be sprouting, and you don't know, but you have to water them to have them. I'm like an analogy wizard today, but you just have to keep putting it out there, little seed by little seed by little seed. And you know what? Someone might knock at your door. You might get a letter in the mail. You might get a check in the mail, but something may come of it. And you don't, it's not in our time, and everything is there for a reason.
Yeah. One of the most beautiful things is to get a check in the mail, and you don't know where it came from.
Yep.
And you just don't know. You literally don't know. I will never forget when we got a $10,000 check in the mail.
Yep.
I didn't know. And it was some lady happened to hear me speaking for maybe 5 minutes, and she was impressed by what she heard, that behind the scenes she did research and then let us know she wanted to send it. All I needed to do was verify that we were 501c3. I
Right.
thought it was a scam. I'll be honest. I was like, this is one of them scams where, you got your cash, and if you cash a check and send them, they'll send you another check. I mean,
Right.
it could have been legal. It could not have been legal.
Yep.
And I told my board, I said, listen, we got this check, we got this offer for this $10,000. I think it's a scam, and I'm not trying to be on the front of the newspaper as having been arrested, or anything like that. And they, Mary, just go ahead and provide the information. It's public record, so go ahead and do it. So I did. And then the lady sent it, the $10,000 check that came was handwritten.
Mm-hmm.
Who writes a handwritten $10,000 check? It's all the way a scam. It's even more of a scam because it was that.
Individuals sign their own checks.
Right.
Correct.
They sign their own check. So I will then, probably a week later, I get a phone call. The lady called. And when I, hi, this is Mary Jenkins. And I wish I could have been there to see your face when you got my check. And I was like, who is it? I have not met her in person to this day. But randomly, she sends checks. And I'm like, I love her. And she's like, she just does. And so we become phone friends because I've never met her in person. I don't know where she lives. Because so her check comes through her foundation. And so she has a actual giving foundation. Here's one. This is for you because you said this perfect, Genevieve. More people have individual foundations. What's it called, Genevieve? You know what I'm talking about. Directed giving. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Their own foundation. Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
anything. Could be
Family offices.
Yeah, more people could say it again. Did I hear you, Helen?
Family offices.
No, not family offices. They actually have foundations. Like
Foundations.
they set up a trust, a fund, a trust fund, of something. They lowered it probably about 2-3 years ago. People could start a giving fund with like $500.
Yeah.
And
that's actually something that our personal family is going to do from a tax standpoint, is set it up. And, of course, I was telling my husband, well, I know an organization that, we could set up giving to. And he goes, well, it doesn't have to just be one. But yeah,
there are a lot of individuals. So when you say that, Genevieve, about, billions of dollars are given on the individual level, that is so true. That is so true. And it's about, we say being in the right place at the right time, having the right relationship. I mean, that, you came in a little after I was talking to Frank and Genevieve. I was at a whole nother event for a fundraiser in Atlanta, and kind of find out someone else that I know that I actually have a relationship with from Orlando was going to be in Atlanta and needed help. And I just happened to be in Atlanta at the same time. And the result of that was me now being connected with people that are from ESPN and the NFL. Who would have thought? Who would have
Mhm.
thought? It's just, things happen and we get to embrace when those moments happen because they can just be amazing. Whew. We could talk
Well,
about that. So what else can we do? Oh no, let me pause for a moment because Helen did join us. Helen, if you would take 1-2 minutes and share your name and introduce yourself, and if you are in the nonprofit space.
I'm Helen Stuckey Weaver. I am alias Sister Sue Grandmother Weaver, and one of the Sister Sues is a tooth fairy and fairy godmother. I like to grant wishes. I'm a retired nurse, and I am in a private trust fund that is not 501(c)(3) because I've seen so much abuse of people laundering their money that way. So I just self-fund and I bought real estate, a campus. So, but what I'm here to offer you all is my virtual campus access, and it's a green bus. So I'll change Kurt and I have known each other since, well, we met via phone call in November of 2014. Then we really got to know each other through the whole year of 2015. He's been on my board before, but of course, as you know, everybody wants a 501(c)(3) because most people that give big donations, they want that tax shelter. Whereas the people who give little donations don't care at all. They don't keep record. So I got in when Mary was talking about the funeral, and I've got the family, or it's called Life Stories box games. I am a health edutainer. And so I would love to add value with my costume character, Sister Sue's Monkey Business, Humor for the Health of It, was what I did, launched in 1993 in order to tax shelter my money because I commuted 56 miles one way for 20 years to a hospital. So I needed to be able to deduct my expenses. So I know how to play that game, and I just haven't found. Um, I just want to do it with people who are already screened that we know, like, and trust that have um, nonprofits that are really benefiting people and who will give them my nursing framework. My father used to go, "It's free today," and I get to say it's free every day because we are the taxpayers. And nonprofits such as the United Methodist Church, large global organizations that trained me, put me through pilot projects, did not let their volunteer disciples know about this. The 1990 nurses reform socially or leveling the playing field for social determinants of health. They haven't made a whoop of difference. So everybody seems to be bought to look the other way because holistic wellness is a threat to the big pharma. And there's a place for medicine. I just want my own plan D of people who use fun for function and that play the Everyone Counts game show. So
Okay.
I have all those things. Thank you. I'm sorry, I just
So you
couldn't do it
shared
in a minute.
you shared a whole lot. And so can you summarize it? Like if you had to give if you were meeting me for the first time and you were giving me your elevator pitch. You're on mute.
I'm Helen Stuckey Weaver, alias the Tooth Fairy. I'm here to grant your wishes. What do you need, want, wish for, have people pray about, and complain to you about? I love connecting people to things.
Okay. Now that I can follow. That I like. So you are someone that grants wishes. So and you said you have a trust and you basically wanted to be able to direct where you send your trust funds to.
I help people, I empower them. I give them money so they can have unlimited data in Africa. I give people money that have a proven track record of, like a training center, Muganazi. Uh, um, I I help empower people. I invest in people to set them up to do themselves. something.
So
Yeah.
you would be what we call a friend of the round table.
Oh, okay.
Friends of the round table are people that aren't necessarily operating in the 501c3 space or in the nonprofit space where they have a charitable cause. But they are people that give funds. They have direction. They have connections. They help make the mission move. And so you would be what's considered a friend of the round table. And so I welcome you. And this is the first time of your being here. And so we make certain that we give space for different people because we never know who's going to be in the room. So the purpose of the charitable roundtable is to create that space where nonprofits can come together and share what their need is, what they're working on, their celebrations, their triumphs, their challenges, what they're working, just whatever. And then we have friends of the round table that are also welcome to join us because someone may chime in and say, you know what, hey, I want to do whatever. And so like with Megan, so Megan does tell me again. I know it's surprise parties. What's the official name?
Oh, Project Surprise Party.
Project Surprise Party. Lord have mercy. You would think I would know that by now. So Project Surprise Parties is to help make certain that children have parties. And so she was doing she had the opportunity for a donation match where there was someone that donated that said that they would match up to $2,000 in donations if she raised it. And so I helped her understand. I said it could definitely be done because someone had challenged us. So I raised money. I bring together resources to help cancer patients pay their bills. And someone, offered to match $10,000. They're like, if you can raise $10,000 in 2 weeks, we're going to give you 10,000. Of course, I was going to do it. And so, helping her, Genevieve and I were able to help her to identify some different ways. And then, of course, we were like, let us get on board and let us contribute as well. Let us not just say, oh, go do this, but let us lead the charge. And so having friends at the round table, you may say, you know what, I want to look more into what it is that Megan is doing and see, she might be somebody that, she's doing the end of the year thing. It's $125 to cover one surprise party. And you might say, you know what, I want to do two. You never know. Don't know. But it's having those types of relationships. And this is a safe space for people that are friends of the round table to come because between Frank Hagan, Genevieve, myself, Kurt, and Crystal, we're not having people come up here and they're not serious about their missions, their visions. We're not doing that because our reputations are on the line. We put our reputations at stake. Genevieve has 25 years of having started a nonprofit or project pajama parties, being able to provide pajamas for children. And now it's expanded to include books. 25 years.
Well, I would like to expand it to include toothbrushes and the toothbrushing lesson and good night relaxation, fun things. So those, a
definitely it's
lot
in the
of kids.
follow-up.
Helen, I'll put my information. It's called Pajama Program Beyond Bedtime. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
That's right. I'm sorry. It used to be Project Pajama Party. That's right. It's been rebranded. So now I got to get that in my head. And so, we've been talking about the importance of literally relationships because we literally never know. This is something. So even with Doug being new with us, in his space, wanting to provide camps for children with special abilities. I know sometimes we say disabilities. I'm like, no, they have special abilities because they are able to do things that some people consider limitations. Like I tell people, like there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a limitation. There is a way because I know and I've seen too many people that are missing limbs and they are still out there doing it. I mean, they are all kinds of, and I am so in awe of their commitment, their passion, and things. Sean Swarner, who is the only cancer survivor who has scaled all the tallest, greatest mountains of the world. And with Sean, he's a childhood cancer survivor who has one lung. And I'm like, okay. And I talk to him on a regular, and I'm like, and I need to stop. I can no longer let my excuses limited because he was like, Mary, why don't you come on, let's go scale Mount Kilimanjaro. And I'm like, okay, Sean. So you just there's so many things. And so there are definitely opportunities to be able to really, really grow and expand. So I'm glad that you were here with us, Helen. I'm glad that you were here with us, Doug, and shared. Definitely, we will talk because I mean, I have some thoughts. I wrote some things down, and there may be some people that I can reach out to on your behalf, and to be, maybe turn into a $30,000 camp. I won't ask you to call it the Mary Jenkins Camp. I won't do that, but no. And even to be able to just create opportunities, we never know. And of course, Megan, Genevieve, and I are here to support you. Everybody get on Kurt's podcast. I have yet to be on it, so I got to do that too. Get to be on the podcast to be able to share the information. I do see that Emily joined us. Emily is one of the people that she has been behind the scenes in helping to have discussions about the Charitable Roundtable. With that, Genevieve, is there anything else that we need to include?
No, I just think if anybody has another question about how we can help you now, I know we talked a lot to Doug and we talked a lot to Megan, and Helen shared everything with us. Priority, Doug and Megan, what can we do right now to help you get to the next step?
Megan, I can go. I mean, basically, I just put the link in again. I'm just looking for more folks to learn about what I'm doing with the dugout movement. That's kind of my big initiative right now that's getting some traction. And
Doug, can you put it on social media and share with us?
And
And so
tag
that
us.
tag
I
us
I
and we will
I I,
share.
I can. I'm trying to link with as many as you can on
Okay.
LinkedIn. I
Yeah,
do have a
please do that.
LinkedIn.
Please.
That link that I just put in there. If you click on that, you can actually go and just say, "Hey, I want to attend." You'll have all the information on that as well. So that is your invite right there. That's the LinkedIn version. I have a Facebook version as well.
But when you do posting about it, we would love to share it with our whole network, even if we
Yeah.
can't attend things. So please just make a list of a few of us here, and I volunteer myself. Just
Okay.
tag me,
All
and I
right.
will share as great.
Did you have your LinkedIn in here?
Yes.
I think I tried to find everybody's LinkedIn. So,
All right, I'll put it in again. I'm doing it right now.
Because that one of the things is just being able to share about that event. And
yeah, what I found is what works the best is when you actually invite people. You hit the share button and you invite your LinkedIn crowd, especially.
Mhm.
Because I haven't even started promoting this one, and I have almost 50 or 60 people that are registered to come. I have to get that to about 300 to get 50 people to show up. But
Okay,
again, I
just
haven't
put
even
it
started
in. Yeah,
promoting that yet.
just put it
Is
in.
that's your no, that's your website. Let's see here. LinkedIn. There's your LinkedIn.
We look like us on our LinkedIns.
Well,
Sometimes
I'm
people,
already connected with you,
yeah.
Guinevere. Okay.
Sometimes people have photos and it doesn't resemble them at all.
Yeah, just tag
So
me then, and then I will share.
Okay.
yeah. Did Megan had to go? Okay, she's not with us, but we know we can reach out to her to find out. With that, I do see that Frank Aiken is back with us. Hey, Frank. Um, you're on mute, but there you go.
Yep.
So we are closing out. So this has been an amazing year. As we've been celebrating our 10th year, or no, was that our 15th year and 10th year, 15th year? Our 10-year anniversary. My brain is just gone. It has been amazing, amazing year. Frank, thank you so much for being the visionary behind the Charitable Roundtable. And thank you everyone that has attended, whether it's this month, last month, any of the months. Thank you, Genevieve, Kurt, Emily, Crystal, for stepping up and stepping into spaces. Thank you to everybody that has joined. So we are coming to the end of our 2025 Charitable Roundtable. I'm excited. We will kick the year off on January the 9th. On January the 9th, we will have a discussion to talk about strategic planning for 2026, even though it should already been done. But we'll see what we can put in place, make some things happen to help guide our 2026. I do see that Megan is back. Megan, did you have anything that we could help you with in the interim while we are down to our last little moments of 2025 of the Charitable Roundtable?
I don't think so. I just, again, can't thank you guys enough for the support. I don't know what happened with my Zoom, but all of a sudden I was kicked out. But no, just thanks for the support. Just advice and, different directions to take. And obviously the most important is just to keep moving forward.
Wonderful. So I will ask you a few things. Number one, I will ask you to follow the Charitable Roundtable channel that we have on YouTube. We have a Facebook page, the Charitable Roundtable, as well. Please follow that. And then to share with people that you know, invite other people that are in the nonprofit space or friends of the nonprofit to come and be part of us. We meet on the second Friday of every month. We officially start at 11:30, but we start the actual live or the Zoom at 11 o'clock for kind of pre charitable roundtable conversation. And my motto with the networking organization that I'm with is that we are better together, and we are. We all know someone that wants to be a friend of a charitable cause, or we all know someone that is in the nonprofit space that could utilize some support. And so this, like I said, is a safe space for them to come and share. So with that, Frank Egan, if you have anything to share as we prepare to close out the December 2025 Charitable Roundtable.
Nope, I'm good.
On you.
Merry Christmas to all. So
Frank is so humble.
right.
So those of you who don't know who Frank Egan is, he is the president of AmSpirit. And AmSpirit Business Connections Solutions. He is an author, and he just wrote a new book that just came out. If you have not had the opportunity to do a one-on-one or to even learn more or listen to his podcast, so he is the creator of the Networking RX podcast. If you have not had the opportunity to learn from Frank about networking, we are in the nonprofit space, but relationships are everything. And he is someone that you definitely want to know, follow, like, trust, ask for wisdom, because he has a plethora of information to be able to share with you. 25 books, Frank?
I don't know. Did I write more? No, I don't know. Something like that. 20 something. So
it's 20 something books. And I have a few of them, but I don't have all of them. And I'm like, I've got to increase my Frankism, because his books are all incredible. Genevieve, do you have anything that you would like to say as we close out 2025 of the Charitable Roundtable?
Nope, just when you come back, just bring your most pressing requests for help and support and ideas, because we want to help you in real time.
We want to help you in real time. That is great. So our takeaways for the day: the funding is in the follow-up. Always ask, because the answer is no if you do not ask. And then bring back your most pressing situations when you come every month, and invite others to let everyone know. So with that, I want to again say thank you, everyone, for being part of the Charitable Roundtable for 2026. I wish you all a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. If there's anyone that wants to say a goodbye as we close out, you are welcome to come off mute and say so. And with that, otherwise, we're going to